Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a short or relatively short quick first impressions video on the newest addition to the ABH collection, the Fall Romance Palette. Now I know that this has been out for a little while, but I wanted to just do a quick video on this because I feel like this is a mainstream brand. It's one that you can easily pick up in Sephora, Ulta, and y'all may be interested in this or when I should say it goes on sale during some of the upcoming Black Friday sales. So I wanted to do one quick eye look so you guys can see how the shadow perform on my eye, just so you get a sense of if this is something that you might be interested in picking this up. I did pick this up during the Trend Mood, in the Trend Mood Volume 21 box, which I've only paid $48, which quite frankly is a steal considering that this palette retails for $55. But before we dive into all of the details, welcome if this is your first time joining me. I'm Jamila. I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup and skincare. And I especially love sharing my tips and tricks on how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, and you guys know I tend to do a lot of indie eyeshadow palettes and indie eyeshadow when it comes to my videos, but it's been a while since I talked about something that's honestly quite mainstream, and ABH dropped their Fall Romance Palette, I would say probably 2 weeks to a month ago. It's hard to tell because makeup drops so frequently that I don't even know when this came out. But I will say when this came out, I feel like it had mixed response. I think a lot of people were interested because of sort of the depth of the palette. I think the color story was okay, but one thing I think I noticed and one thing I felt too is that the swatches versus the pictures, they all kind of look slightly different. And honestly, I wasn't planning on picking this up because I felt like there were some redundancies in the shades based on the swatches that I had seen. And for $55, I was like, okay, we're gonna need to have everything look distinctly different. But like I said, I was able to pick this up in the Trend Mood Volume 21 box, which retails for $48 and came with like 5 additional products. I do have a video unboxing that, so I can link that down below so you guys can check it out. So what we're gonna do per usual is I'm gonna give you guys some product details, dive into some swatches, I'll do the quick eye look, and then I'll come back and just kind of wrap up my first impressions thoughts. So pulling up the ABH website, they describe this palette as a provocative blend of decadent shades featuring 12 seductive jewel-toned metallic and rich neutral eyeshadows. The Essential Eyeshadow Collection features highly pigmented, easy-to-blend formula and offers a versatile color range for creating everything from subtle to dramatic looks. So this is going to be a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. The outside is this kind of felt packaging, which is very reminiscent of old school ABH, and unlike old school ABH, you don't get a brush, which is what they've been doing with their newer palettes. So this is going to retail for $55, like I said, and on the back it does say that this has a 12-month shelf life and it's PETA approved, which means I'm assuming it is vegan. And where was this made? Made in the USA. So there you have it. And I'm going to assume that these are all eyeshadows and not pressed pigments. So this might be good if you have particular eye sensitivities. Now for the swatches, let's quickly dive in so you guys can see what they look like on my complexion. I'm just going to give you guys all of the descriptions as well so you know the different shades. So we have Smoke Metallic, which is a silverish taupe with green gold reflex. Moonlight, which is a duochrome lavender with a sparkling pink opal shift. Fireside, which is a metallic rosy copper with sparkling reflex. Divine is a duochrome vivid purple with a sparkling pink pearl shift. Crown is a duochrome gold with a sparkling green blue shift. Ember is a matte toasted brown with fiery reflex. Leather is matte stone. Thorns is a matte hunter green with sparkling reflex. Crimson is a matte deep wine. Midnight is a metallic smoky purple with sparkling reflex. Mulberry is a matte reddish brown with sparkling reflex, and Twilight is a matte deep grayish green. So now that you've seen all of the shadows and you've kind of heard the description here, I do want to flag this is a more mainstream brand. So in terms of the shifts of the duochromes, it may not be as sparkly as your Cleona, your Divina, your very stereotypical indie sparkle. So just something to keep in mind. You can pick this up pretty much everywhere. So the ABH website, Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom, making this very, very easy to grab if you are interested. This is not a limited edition palette, so I definitely recommend waiting for a sale if you don't need it, or if you don't immediately love it, but you want to add it to your collection at a later date. You can probably almost definitely 100% get this on sale for about 30% off or more. All right, now that we've gone through all of those details, let's dive into the eye look, and then I'll come back and give you guys my first impressions thoughts. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance Palette. This baby is so cute. Oh my god. So first things first, we're going to go into the shade Leather as the transition shade. This is the lightest. Oh, lots of pickup there. Let's see. It's been a minute since I've put an ABH palette on my eyes. Okay, we're getting depth straight off the bat. And this is the lightest matte in the palette. So if you are lighter than me, just be careful. Because you do get pretty intense pigment. But for folks that are my complexion and deeper, this is absolutely stunning. I get a little scared because you know you're my type. I used to play it kind of cool. Now I don't know what to do when you with other guys. Next up, I'm going to go into the shade Mulberry, which is a deep brown that actually has gold flecks in there. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually shows up in the crease. So I'm just starting by putting that into the crease, blending that into the first shade. We're of course going to start adding depth to this look. Now I can't really see the gold flecks in here, but this does look a little bit like a satin, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it, in my opinion. Then the last matte we're going to go into is Crimson. This is, I want to say, the deepest matte in the palette, and it's kind of like a maroon color. So I'm gonna, yeah, it's definitely like a maroony purpley color. So I'm going to start by plopping that into the outer V and then blending that across so we get a little bit of a nice gradient going. Taking my first brush, I'm just gonna lightly dust over the top and kind of blend all the shades together. Okay, and now for the shimmers, I'm gonna start with my finger and then move to a brush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take Fireside, which is kind of like, in my opinion, a standard rose gold shade, and I'm gonna plop. Oh wow. Okay. So I'm just plopping that into the center of the lid right here. Oh, I didn't even think about it. I should have gone into this purple shade. That would have been so cute. Anyways, I'm gonna take Smoke, which is the lightest shimmer. I'm just gonna put that into the inner part of the eye, blending that in. And essentially this is the vision that we're going for. So I'm gonna go ahead, blend, you know, pull everything together, make it cohesive, ensure there's no harsh lines, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final look. Okay, so I'm back and this is the final look, the final face. For my lips, I'm actually wearing the Warlock lip oil from Fantasy Cosmetica, which This is a hella pigmented lip oil. I thought it was just gonna give me a little tint, but here we are. Anyways, let's just quickly wrap things up. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance Palette. Now, granted, I've only used this once, but quite frankly, this was really nice. I appreciate that this palette has a lot of depth to it because, you know, oftentimes us melanated girls are struggling to find palettes that have the depth that we need. I definitely need to play with this a little bit more, but I will say the shades that I used blended well. There was not too much kick up. There was some kick up in the mattes when I used it, but honestly, it wasn't anything to write home about, but they blended really easily. They built really easily. The shimmers have really nice shine. I think that this is really pretty without being over the top. And this is just kind of what I've been going for lately, these kind of very neutral, natural, everyday looking type shadows, and I'm very impressed with this. Since ABH has reformulated their palettes, or, you know, redone their palettes into this format, which has bigger pan sizes but no brush, I think that they've improved the formula, which honestly, this is what I would love to see from other brands like Too Faced, Tarte, these mainstream brands that have been on the market for such a long time and continue to give us honestly subpar eyeshadows that have not improved as time has gone on. I really do like what ABH did with their new formula, and I think giving us the felt packaging again is a little bit of a throwback to the old school ABH palettes, but with a little twist, with a little zhuzh, with a little extraness. I do think this color story is really nice for fall. It's absolutely beautiful. It does give me a little bit of Halloween vibes with the greens, the purple, and the kind of cool toned shades of it. So I'm feeling the fall, I'm feeling the Halloween from this, and so far I really like it. Granted, I've only done this one look, so you guys will have to like wait and see for a rankings video. I will definitely be playing in this some more because my interest is peaked. And given someone who has a lot of shadows, I like to try things and move on, and this makes me want to keep using it so far. So I definitely am going to be playing in the greens next, and you'll have to see what I think about it in a rankings video. Anyways, if you are interested in picking this palette, I will have it linked down below. If you shop through my links, I always appreciate it because the money that I make there, which isn't a lot, goes right back into the channel, and I have a very, very small channel, as you guys know. So I'll link it there for you guys. I definitely say consider either picking this up during the VIB sale or waiting for the ABH Black Friday sale, because something tells me this will definitely be at like a 30% off. I'm not saying that for sure, but I'm saying that my spidey senses are saying that you could probably get it at like a 30% off for Black Friday. So maybe hold out for that. Anyways, if you liked today's video, I would absolutely love if you'd hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out if you haven't already done so. Join the fam. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you've picked up this palette, if you were interested in it, if you've tried it, all of those things, what your thoughts are there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much more than you know, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!